How are you holding up during this? And I know football coaches are prepared for almost anything, but I don't know if any of us were ready for this pandemic.
Yeah, they don't have a chapter in the head coaching book for this one. You're right, but holding up well. Staff, the players, everybody is doing everything they can, and that's really all you can do, right? And my biggest concern is that our players and their families are safe, and that our staff and their families are safe.
You had so much momentum going with recruiting and getting your culture installed before this all came to a stop. How are you continuing to do that under very, very tough circumstances?
Well, you do what you're capable of doing in any situation. So we kind of said, where can we find opportunity amongst this adversity? And we've been able to do that in recruiting. With figuring out how to use all this technology and using it to our advantage. So in the long run, we're going to be much better off, right? We're going to be able to utilize tools that we never would have been forced to use. And, I think I've kept a diary of things that we're going to use as a result, things that we've learned. Our players and coaches have been meeting most weekday mornings and installing the offense and defense. And, one of the opportunities that comes from that is what would normally take 1 day to install. Now we install it in 5 days, because what's the rush, right? So hopefully the players, although they're not actually getting to do it physically, hopefully they're getting a better understanding of things because it's more thorough.
There has been so much talk. There's so many priorities of what we're trying to accomplish to get on the other side of this pandemic. The sports fan selfishly wants football back so bad, and we've heard so many different scenarios. How do you wrestle with everything that's in the air right now, starting in September, maybe some games in the fall, some games in the spring, maybe a spring season? What's the chatter you're hearing? Because it seems like there's a new scenario being floated around every day.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, there is a new scenario every day because we don't know. So I think what people are trying to do is just present scenarios and create plans. And the thing that I've said to our staff is, the implementation of an offense, a defense, special teams, overall a culture, and how to do that in a given time, that we are trained to do. That's what we've done our whole career. So I'm not overly concerned with that. We just need to wait till the authorities give us the green light. But what can we do now? That's more what my concern has been. What opportunities exist today? And that would be my challenge to all the young high school athletes. What can you do now? Certainly you have an opportunity to improve your grades as much as you can, right? And we're talking to all the kids we're recruiting. Here's an opportunity that you're kind of unable to go places and do things, but you can work on your schoolwork for a month here and really finish strong. I think you see all these YouTube videos and things on social media that there's plenty of ways to physically train. Your body doesn't know if it's a high-tech weight machine or if you're doing something just pushing a wheelbarrow. It doesn't know any different. You just need to overload your system so it grows. And so I think there's opportunity here, and that's what we keep doing, is encouraging our players. And it's not to be insensitive, right? Because people have died and people are going to die. And this is really a serious thing for a lot of reasons, for our health, for the economy, for our world. But, in our little part of the world is what I like to focus on for our players and coaches. Where can we find opportunity, and let's go get it.
Coach, you talked about the things that you look for in a player, and during these times, I think a recruit can really stand out by doing the things that you just talked about. But what are the things that you look for beyond the attributes? There's a million kids that can run fast. There's a million kids that can do these things. What are the things that you're looking for that are going to make your program one of the best in the country?
Well, there are a lot of guys that are talented, but let's be real. I mean, I'm not going to get started with unless you see that they have that talent. So the talent's first, but then, I think some people just, that's it. It's all they need to see. We're I think, very particular about who we're going to bring into our family, into our program. They need to be young men of character, guys that are like-minded to what our culture is, and it's one of unselfishness, one where the team is bigger than any individual. And if that's not for them, we're better off not going down that road. Really, let's not waste each other's time. So all 11 years in our first go, and certainly in the last 4 or 5 months in this most recent opportunity, we're looking for guys that are Rutgers type of men. And those are the things that I just mentioned, that unselfishness, they're willing to do work, and guys who love the game of football. Just liking it, that's not really what we're looking for.
Absolutely. You had a chance to talk to the New Jersey high school football coaches. What was that conversation like? And, the bond that you have with our state is evident. And I know that you're probably helping them work with their young men here to keep everybody focused and keep thinking about getting back on the field whenever that is.
Well, I've had a couple of chances since I've taken the job to be with the high school coaches at the beginning in person. And then just yesterday, where are we, Friday? 2 days ago, on Wednesday, we started a series of clinics that we're going to do. So every Wednesday now going forward, I started in our strength coach, Coach Butler. So we'll have 2 coaches on each Wednesday, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5. And mini clinics, I kind of approached it from the head coach's perspective, things that I've learned over the years. Jay Butler, then our strength and conditioning coach, he kind of presented some ideas about when you're back in your facilities and ideas now when you can't be. So that's a start. And now I think next week our coordinators, Sean Gleason and Rob Smith, I think they're gonna go. And I think it's something just to stay in touch with the coaches, but also, guys are looking for stuff to do after the quote unquote virtual school day, right? And hopefully we can provide not only a learning opportunity or growth opportunity, but something to, guys can lose themselves for a couple hours with people that they're comfortable with. We have a lot of relationships, as you know. And if you look at our staff, it's uniquely regional, right? New Jersey, New York. So,
right.
And that's not by accident. That's who we are. That's who we're going to win championships with, our local players. So it made sense to me to bring in a group of guys that understand this area very well.
Well, you certainly do. And Coach Nuns, Coach Augie are just 2, and I can go down the list, but there's no question about it. What will the first practice be like when you get the green light, when it's time to go? What is that practice going to be like?
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun because I know we have a bunch of guys that are chomping at the bit. We had some winter workouts, which are kind of somewhere between no practice and a practice, right? You don't have a football, you can't line up and run plays, but we did get a feel for how hard our team works and their ability to focus. And I was very encouraged by that. They're a hardworking group. They want to do what we're asking them to do. I have no idea how we're going to look when we start playing. And it'll change because usually when you take a job, you have spring practice. So there's no game to get ready for. Well, the first time we get to practice, there'll be a game looming there in the future, I believe. So, but again, who knows? Who knows when that's going to be? Who knows what that's going to be like? But I can't wait. I can't wait to start being able to coach our team on the field. But we've been doing everything we can other than coaching them on the field.
Final question, Coach. This state has been devastated by this pandemic, probably more than anyone. I think the country may look at us to see where we're going here as we get into the summer. Our athletes, I think, have done an unbelievable job of being role models. I think everyone across the state has done a good job. What is your perspective of that as we try to get on the other side of this?
Well, I agree with you. I've been really encouraged. I think, you know it, you're from here. I mean, this is a tough, gritty group of people, New Jersey, New York. This is some specially tough people. And if there's a group of people that could handle something like this, I think we are them. So hopefully we can serve as an example for the rest of the country. how to keep battling through this thing. Because you're right, we've been, in the United States at least, we've been hit the hardest. And I'm really proud to say I am a New Jersey, and I'm proud to say that I'm part of a group of people that are fighting a really good fight. And my words are just to encourage people to keep doing it. We will come out of this thing eventually, and I believe New Jersey and the metropolitan area are going to come out of it stronger than ever.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it. I'll let you know, I'm looking forward to less of my talking head on Jersey Sports Zone. We're going to start diving into some film and putting some highlight reels of the top juniors in the state. So I know Coach Nuns and Coach Augie, you guys will be able to watch some great stuff. So we'll do a little scout work for you, okay?
Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate everything you do, Rich, for New Jersey sports. It certainly is something that when I grew up and played, they didn't have anything like this. And I really think it's great for our high school athletes to be recognized. They work so hard. So appreciate what you do.
Coach, all the best. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you out there real soon.
Same to you. God bless.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Coach.
You got it.